Welcome back. Lovely to see you. Please, take a seat. How's your day been so far? Well, happens to the best of us. Yeah. Even, it's funny, yesterday, for whatever reason, I found myself, I had just woken up on the wrong side of the bed. I was kind of in a bad mood. And what causes that? Lack of sleep, external sources of anxiety that we're not dealing with. That's a big one, especially for me. I have in my own pathology, if you will, that, I'm what's known as a minimizer. So there's, to get broad, there's two categories of people. There's minimizers and maximizers. Maximizers are people who use language like always, worst, to quote the Princess Bride, Vicini, inconceivable. And as Mandy Patinkin responds, "You keep using that word. I do not think it means what you think it means." And, it's maximizing. It's inconceivable. It's always this way. It's the worst. And then you have folks like myself who are minimizers. And I'm always like, it's not that bad. I'm fine. No, it's no problem. Sure, I can take that. No, it's no big deal. And, my wife is a maximizer. And I'm a minimizer. And of course, in the ancient wisdom of yin and yang, you need both. You need, because, the yin-yang symbol is so brilliant. Because on the one, there's white or light, but it has a dark eye. And on the other, it's dark, but it has a white dot or eye. I'm not sure how you want to view it. But it just symbolizes, the importance of, you need both. You need the light and the dark. And you will most likely be attracted to a spouse that, of course, is in many ways your opposite. As a psychiatrist once said, we find, I think it was a pop psychologist, John Gray. Anyway, John something. He said, you will find somebody compatible with a mutual level of dysfunction. So, it's true. You will. Which is why, but that's oftentimes why, relationships can drift apart. You meet somebody, and maybe at the time when you met, you were both in the same place in life. You had mutual levels of dysfunction. And if one partner chooses a path of introspection, looking inward, letting go, and on self-improvement and the other doesn't, what you'll often have is the partners will drift apart. It's why, the 7-year itch is very real with humans. Something happens after around 7 years of camaraderie where you kind of got to reevaluate and go, okay, am I going in the path that I want to go on? Forgive me for monologuing. It's in my nature. But, well, let's go ahead and let's set the table, shall we? Okay. All right. Go ahead and place your feet flat on the floor with me here. Okay. And take in our surroundings. Let's have a few calming breaths. And let's remind ourselves that for the next little while that you and I have together, that we leave the turmoil of life at the door, that we come in with an open heart, breathe, that we come in with an open mind that's ready to learn, that is full of acceptance and love. Breathe. And all the noise that we had in our minds outside, we can just leave that outside. Sounds good? Sounds good. If you wish, you may close your eyes for a moment and ground yourself and center yourself. And when you're ready, in your own time, open your eyes. Okay. You had mentioned wanting to work on forgiveness and letting go. Yeah, communication, which for many of us is certainly one of the bigger parts of being human. And, humans were social animals. We don't do well in isolation. It's why, one of the worst things you can do to an inmate is solitary confinement. It is absolutely devastating to our psyche. If a baby is not held, it will literally die. We need love and connection and other people in our life. And the people that are, the crazy loners. Well, they only got that way because of some pretty serious trauma. something happened and they made a choice that, you know what, it's better to be alone and isolated than ever experience that much pain again. I would rather just never deal with it. And I understand that. I understand that rationale, that line of reasoning, that one thing humans are really good at is pain avoidance. It's why so oftentimes many people are terrified of being insecure, leaving their job that they might hate. It's sort of that old adage. It's the devil you know. Many people are happy with the devil they know, just because at least they understand it. At least it's familiar, even if it may be toxic. Humans, we really don't like change. We really like comfort, security. And I think there's a very good evolutionary reason for that. I mean, if we're being honest, it's only been in the last very short period of time, a couple 100 years, that humans have had some kind of safety and stability in their lives. And really, in only the last 100 years has that really taken off. You know, where, you know, for you and me and most of the people we know, we're really not afraid of starving. You know, like not really, not in the way that our ancestors were. You know, we're really not afraid of you know, having to build a shelter and hunt for food and grow our own crops. But that internalized fear is always there. We can very quickly, it's called an amygdala hijack, when our lizard brain kind of takes over, you know. And as humans, as adults, I would offer that one of the greatest things we can do for ourselves and our loved ones is to learn how to let go of fear. Learn how to recognize our anxiety and let it go. It's much easier said than done, isn't it? Yeah. So, you had a breakdown with your partner? Yeah. Yeah, they're scary, I know. Do you want to tell me about it? How did the breakdown start? listening, they weren't. Well, okay, let me share with you one of the greatest tools that I've learned in communicating, and that is for the people around us to feel heard. Because when we don't feel heard, it is frustrating. It can be enraging. It can be sad, and it can be lonely. Not being heard is a much bigger deal than people often think. And my wife and I, we've gotten in arguments and debates, and as we've grown together, over these past 5 years, one of the greatest tools that I've learned is, if I'm mad, it's probably because I don't feel heard. And so I've found it to be very useful when having a conversation to say, okay, hang on, time out. Can you steel man what I'm saying? In other words, can you tell me what do you think I'm saying? And that simple tool is shockingly powerful. And really being curious, even during an upset or an argument about whoever you're having an argument with, your partner, and saying, what I'm hearing you say is, then explain what you think you heard them say. But very, very importantly, at the end, ask, did I get you? What I'm hearing you say is, hypothetically, what I'm hearing you say is, I'm not listening, I'm being selfish, I'm not contributing, whatever. Did I get you? And they might say, yeah, you got me. Or, no, what I meant was, da, 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 da. And it's amazing how many arguments I've been able to diffuse in my own personal life with that exact bit of dialogue. So my wife and she got mad at me a few months ago, and I felt very unjustly accused. It felt very unfair to me. And I had just gotten back from a run with our dog Lucy, and she had laid some pavers next to our driveway and had worked really hard. Like, these things aren't heavy. They're cement, 12 inch by 12 inch by 2 inches thick. And she hauled them out there and laid them down, and was quite proud of herself. And I got home, and she was like, what do you think of the pavers? And I hadn't even seen them. As I was coming up the driveway with Lucy, I didn't even notice. And we go back outside, and she points out the pavers, and I didn't like them. I really didn't. And I didn't want to be mean, but I was just like, and I made that mean, like, basically, it was just like another... Did I tell you this story already? I may have told you this story, but to me, it was like this new chore that I had to do. Like, okay, she starts this project, I'm going to have to go out and finish it, make it look nice. It's going to be a total pain. And she was very upset by my lack of excitement. Like, really mad. She's like, well, just walks off in a huff. And then I was mad. And I went and worked out, and I sat there, and I was like, as I was working out and clearing my head, I was going, okay, Jay. How are you making your wife wrong? What am I reacting to? I had to really stop and go, what am I reacting to? Why was I so upset about that? You know? And then I realized that I was making what she did mean that I would have to take on this project, that it was going to be a ton of work for me, and I didn't even like the way it looked anyway, and yada, 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 yada. And after about a half hour of cooling off, clearing my head and finishing my workout, I go up and I talk to my wife, and I told her just that, you know. I was just like, hey, I'm sorry for not liking your idea, but all I heard was work and another project that I don't really want to take on, and it's something that, I don't want to do. And she immediately was like, oh, no, I didn't mean it like that. I was going to do it. I wasn't going to put more on your plate. And that simple little bit of dialogue completely changed the day. I didn't quite use the script. I didn't say, here's what I made it mean when you said X, Y, and Z. Did I get you? I didn't use that exact script, but it was very close. It's like, here's what I was reacting to, and here's what I made it mean. And she was immediately able to go, oh, no. I didn't mean it like that. So, of course, it's easier said than done to catch ourselves when we're making other people wrong, which we all love to do. But as we move forward, one superpower that you can do with your spouse, your partner, is whenever you find yourself making them wrong, ask yourself, what are you making it mean when they say or do something? Why are you reacting to it? And can you let it go? So, I will leave you with that. And I look forward to hearing about a powerful, loving, productive conversation where both of you got to share what was going on and what you made